of individual actors put up the idea of go after Wall Street, which is a generalization of the core criminal insider groups that are operating.
Is that a fair question, though? I mean, that's
yes.
a fair question.
Well, I don't think it's not accurate. I can see from a two-dimensional perspective that from some of what I've said, I criticized the fact that the system tried to co-opt it. And I, myself, tried to say, hey, let's go after the private Federal Reserve. Let's go after the globalists. Let's go after Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, the real top of the pyramid. Not just, we want socialism, which isn't what all the people were saying. So I was saying, look out, move on, and all of them are trying to take it over. So I went around and went to rallies and tried to say, hey, let's go after, the crony capitalists that are monopoly people and the opposite of free market. And so I did that. So this is yet another attempt to, yes, you're right, use the word occupy. Like, how about Occupy America? How about Occupy Freedom again? How about everywhere be a free speech zone, So
I'm on camera.
Yes, I did use the terms. I thought it would capture people's imagination. Hey, let's occupy Bilderberg. Let's actually not just say, let's go occupy, any company that's been successful. Like, that's bad. Let's actually go after the insiders that are fat off corporate welfare.
And just keeping me safe, man. Just watch me keep myself safe.
We missed that the use of Occupy as
yes.
slogan.
Some people are like, oh, that's that Soros communism stuff, and I was like, wait a minute. You can't just let somebody, if they ever use the word occupy, now they take it away. Or, say political action, and so some socialist group uses the word action, or some conservative group. I'm way past all those labels. I have to use the labels to communicate with people within that context. But I'm way outside of that. I go a la carte. Like, I want states' rights. I want property rights. I want Second Amendment rights. I want national sovereignty. I want small government. I want transparency. But we're not even having that discussion now. I don't want a bunch of foreign corporations openly looting my country with banker bailouts. And just absolutely hammering the hell out of us.
Want some seeds?
One of the main underwriters of the Ron Paul.
Yes, he's at PayPal.
Is in attendance here today. How does that accord with the narrative?
It makes perfect sense.
How so?
Well, Ron Paul doesn't control who gives him money. And there's a fake libertarianism out there.
Yeah.
First, these special interests use big government systems to consolidate their power. Now that they're consolidating everything and, quote, privatizing it, taking over infrastructure that's already built with taxpayer money. It's like taking existing roads, making them toll roads. They're calling it libertarian to have low taxes on themselves. And then funding Ron Paul because they want to try to co-opt that movement. But that's not doing it. Giving Ron Paul money, you better agree with what he's going to do because he's not going to change anything he's doing because of the money.
Could you see elements of the Ron Paul campaign being very uncomfortable with this display of support for him? There seems to be rival factions within the campaign.
Yes, there's definitely rival factions. There's a lot of people right up near the top, the younger folks, the older folks in the campaign.
Not just for this, but
the younger folks aren't bad. They're just
they're
looking for the next job after Ron Paul seals off. They're hanging out with the Republican establishment and stuff, and a lot of them would like Ron Paul to basically be about like Ronald Reagan, about that conservative, which isn't conservative at all. They certainly, but they're not bad folks, but yes,
how many hours?
Globalism and world government's now out in the open. Financial Times, The Economist magazine, they're all promoting open world government. You probably want me to put my headphones on so I can go live on the radio. I'll do this interview.
Yeah, we're during a break right now, but we've all of this has been live on Skype.
Yeah, but I don't think they put that on air. Did you guys put that on air? Yeah, they did put it on, yes. Hey, how did it sound? Everything good?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, I'm talking to you.
Because I could just see, if this.
I think it's off. They can't hear me. Okay, so that's what they're trying to talk to.
Like, if this event were taking
live streaming,
we're still live here.
I'll give it to me. I'll hold it. Go ahead.
If this were taking place at a more consequential time politically, Ron Paul said, like on the eve of the Iowa caucus or something, I could picture the campaign staff flipping out. They think that the media are going to come and try to get, a crazy statement from a 9/11 Truth person or from the Feder or something like that. How do you kind of negotiate that dynamic? You want to get him elected, but you have these kind of extension points that are going to be manipulated by
I'm not even concerned with stuff like that. It isn't even on my radar screen. I cover my issues. Ron Paul's talked about false flag terror.
Yeah.
Yes, come in with me. I'll tell folks I'm talking to Salon. Bring me in. Okay, folks, Alex Jones here live. Salon reporter. What's your name, sir?
Michael.
Michael. Michael what?
Tracy.
Michael Tracy's interviewing us, and he's bringing up the standard wedge issue stuff about, you think Ron Paul would like the fact that people are out here, and what do you think of the staffers? Some of his staffers probably don't like 9/11 truthers. All I know is Ron Paul has talked about false flag terror, that the CIA brings in the drugs, and that bin Laden did work for the U.S. government. And I just can't wait till down the road when Ron Paul puts some books out in the future. Because, you know, the guy I like is Ron Paul. Just because they've got some staff members that are 25 years old and want to go work, you know, for some old, Republican establishment person, so they've tried to keep Ron Paul away from his real constituents. I'm not even worried about that. That's not even on my radar screen. When Ron Paul's on my radio show, I don't even bring up 9/11 issues with him, because I'm talking about the private Federal Reserve. I'm talking about all the new wars. I'm talking about, you know, all the other serious things that are happening and going on. The fact that I don't buy the official story of 9/11, that is like nails on a chalkboard in the establishment.
What's your comment on the campaign staff announcing that they're going to stop?
What's my comment on the campaign staff announcing
that they're going to
say it in the microphone?
That the campaign staff announced that they're not going to direct
yes, suspending,
resources.
trying to spend money.
Yeah, and that disillusioned a lot of grassroots folks, like Adam Kokesh, for example, went on a tirade about it on the internet, saying that basically proclaiming that he'd been betrayed, that these establishment types within the Ron Paul kind of apparatus taken over the message and supplanted the real grassroots momentum.
Yeah, I think this is all just attempts to tarnish the Ron Paul movement and legacy that threatens the Bilderberg group so much inside. The Bilderberg group is talking about how they want Ron Paul dead inside from multiple sources. I mean, they're running around in expletive-laden tirades against him. And what was your question? Your question.
What's your reaction to the reaction on the part of some that
establishment
types that have suppressed the grassroots movement?
Sure. Again, that was the campaign staff saying we're suspending actively campaigning in states because we don't have the money, but we're going to continue with the delegate process to bring our issues to the floor and continue the info war. Ron Paul has won by simply going forward. And so there's not any infighting going on in Campaign for Liberty. There's none of that going on. Some of the younger, not as sophisticated members of Ron Paul's staff get baited into this stuff. I don't. We're moving forward. We're winning. More people know about the New World Order. More people know about the Federal Reserve. The corporate media has been forced to cover this stuff.
Did Rand Paul get baited into a private meeting with Romney last week?
You know what? I've been so busy that I didn't know about that meeting. They had a meeting?
They did have a meeting, yeah.
Well, I'm not surprised, because let me tell you, they're looking at him for VP.
Rand Paul's going to be VP on somebody who wants on the ticket of somebody who wants to expand the size of the military.
Well, Rand has told me publicly. Sure. Ron Paul has told me. I mean, Rand Paul has told me publicly and during a break privately that it's probably not going to happen because he would never. Rand Paul is just repeating, as we just blipped out from it on the radio. Rand Paul has told me on the air and also during a break that it would probably never happen because he's not going to compromise. Did he have a meeting with him that you're just now telling me about? And so I'm believing you. I'm sure discussing that or something along those lines. I wouldn't be against Rand Paul being in there if he could say whatever he wanted and do whatever he wanted and talk about the New World Order. But no, that's why Rand Paul says that it's probably not going to happen, because he's not going to compromise. And neither will it be Ron Paul being offered a VP. Look, Romney, we've seen one Romney sticker in Dallas. Guys, are we on air still?
Yes, we are.
Okay, because I hear dude talking, and then tell you what, you guys just do the show then, all right? That's fine. I mean, there you go. Anyways. No, I don't care. It's just that it's always like I'm talking, and then they're talking over me. Like 3 minutes on air yesterday, no one's telling me, I'm just talking over them. It's like,
You're on air.
yeah, I don't know, dude. Just starts talking.
I can hear you.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. It's all wild. It's fun. We got record listeners. People are waking up. It's exciting. It's real.
Oh yeah.
Come on, you threw
No
me
teleprompter around here.
You threw me out of the bus first thing you said on air, as if I've been asking you dummy questions. I'm asking you.
These questions are all about. Well, no. Now that's a reasonable question. Your question about Rand Paul is on target. If he ends up going on the VP ticket and doesn't burst out of the gates against the Federal Reserve, the New World Order, Agenda 21 and everything, then it's a total betrayal, and I'll be angry at Rand Paul. But what Rand Paul has told me on air and off air is, of course, if I'm considered for it, I'll talk to him, but I'm not going to compromise, so it's not going to happen. So if they had a meeting, which I didn't even know about, I'm sure he's like, well, I'm not going to compromise, but if you want me to be a VP, I might do it. I think it's wrong. I think Rand should run in 4 years and end up winning. I think Rand will destroy himself if he does that, and I'm sure his dad's telling him that as well.
Because he's been going to these right-wing conferences, throwing red meat at the audiences about, social issues that he hasn't really been talking about that much in months and years past. And now he's kind of adopting the lexicon of the right-wing movements, and you might argue to placate them rhetorically.
Well, Romney is so bad writing Obamacare, being anti-gun, pro-abortion in the past, carbon taxer, that yes, I wouldn't be surprised if they don't try to put Rand Paul on. In fact, that's scuttlebutt is he's pretty much been offered it, but you'll probably never hear about it if he refuses it. Yeah. And I would advise Rand Paul to refuse it.
You used to have Ron Paul on your show fairly regularly, but I think the last appearance was maybe December or so.
Yeah, they've just been so busy. They told me he'd come on after the campaign, and I haven't even been trying in a few months.
Yeah.
Does that have anything to do with maybe some of this campaign staffers saying, don't put him on Alex Jones, it's going to make him look bad or look silly or something?
No, I don't know. No, I've talked to their staff. They just said he was going purely into the campaign mode, doing grueling local media, and all the shows I know that were, syndicated like mine, he cut back on.
All right.
Wedge question after wedge question.
Oh, come on!
Definitely wedge question. Let's talk about Bilderberg.
Yeah, now where's the AP person? You've distracted me long enough to get that going.
All right, well, thank you.
Are they already gone? Yeah. Hey, serious issue going on here.
All right,
It's like Ron Paul could be discredited by covering the black limousines and Marines running around guarding people.
I tried.
Hey, Tucker Carlson give you a job. Anyways. No, hey, overall, compared to a lot of it's pretty good questions.
All right.
I mean, I think the Rand Paul thing is pretty damn legitimate. To be looked at. I mean, I just...
Well, I'll be here for the duration.
Okay, good. And I want to commend the Associated Press. Are they still here or they leave?
Hey, Alex, turn around so the security camera can pick you up.
There you go.
Oh, more of my taxpayer money at work.
There it is.
I got to get through here.
Yep.